Hey there, this is Blake Levine, and today I want to do a brief talk about finding a way to stay calm with bipolar. So those of us with bipolar that are sometimes nervous and fearful often wonder how they can develop skills and tips to stay calm. And even if you don't have bipolar, it's always helpful to learn how to relax and to learn how to de-stress. And when I became sober a few years ago, I tried to practice ways to learn to release my energy in a calm and peaceful manner. And I want to try to share just a couple brief things today. So the first way I feel like helps me to be relaxed is to sometimes surrender all to God when I'm feeling nervous. I also try to figure out how to not really worry too much about the future, because I feel like we can't always decide the exact future, and sometimes when we figure out how to stay a little bit more peaceful and a little more in the moment, it always becomes a little easier. And I always try to keep the camera calm and steady, and sometimes it doesn't work, but I do my best to go with the flow, because sometimes my videos don't always look perfect, but because I'm doing it slowly and steadily, it usually always works fine. Sometimes they move too much and I can't really control that. But what I want to share with you today is that if you're feeling like your life is out of control, it's okay to figure out what's going to help you soothe and calm yourself. And sometimes there's positive ways to soothe yourself and there's negative ways. And I'm not here to tell you exactly what's always positive or negative in terms of soothing yourself, but I've learned that it's helpful to find healthier ways. And when I used to drink alcohol too often and I stopped, it helped me to feel better and not try to soothe myself with alcohol. And when I used to do other things that would try to help me soothe, I tried to figure out how to get sober. And even though I really haven't done too much in so many years, even though when I drank alcohol up until a couple of years ago, I realized that soothing myself with alcohol wasn't really a great thing. And when my little brother Adam died, I figured, you know what? I am going to try to get sober, because I realized when he died, his addictions killed him. And I've always learned that when you have some kind of addiction and it gets worse and worse, like heroin, which probably to me is maybe the worst addiction ever, and if you start on a road of getting into really strong drugs and you eventually get into heroin, it gets harder and harder. And my views on addiction and staying calm always change, and as a human being you always shift and get a little bit better at trying to figure out what's good for you. And part of the problem I feel like with addiction is, years ago people did things that used to be not so bad and then they become okay and then not. I kind of realized that a long time ago heroin was legal and people used to use it in medicine. And then I realized today, I read an article online in a newspaper, and it said that they had so many millions of dollars worth of heroin that was tainted with something that would have killed so many people. It made me think just how bad it is to be hooked on heroin. And I said to myself, I'm really proud that I was able to stay sober, and I don't think I ever would have gotten to the point of using heroin. But when I realized that my brother did, it made me very sad. And even though he didn't talk about it much or ever really with me about being addicted to heroin, I felt sad that he had addictions. And when it got to the point that he died, I felt really horrible. And part of that sent me on a long journey to try to rebuild my life. So I just wanted to share this talk with you. And my last tip about relaxing is trying to say, you know what? Find a way to not care as much. And sometimes when we're really worried, we care too much and we worry too much and we think too much and we do everything too much. And I've learned that too much of anything is really not great. And if you can do things kind of calmly, and not always can we stay calm, but if we can find a way to diffuse our stress in a healthier way, it's sometimes better for us. So I just want to thank you for watching my video. And I usually do the videos and I try to stop at a cool number, because I do believe in Kabbalah, and I'm thinking about doing 444, because I kind of get to the point where I'm almost finished with my talk, and then I say to myself, you know what, it's almost 444, so I'll go on a little bit. And sometimes I push the camera button, it doesn't work perfectly because my phones and internet have not been perfect for a long time, so I end up trying to get there and sometimes I don't. But I think numbers like 444, whatever they are pretty good, and when it doesn't get there, I think it's okay. So you have a great day.